This is probably the easiest thing to do as far as strategies go, is just knowing the directions. Just know the directions ahead of time. Make sure you look through every single section and read the directions ahead of time for the exam. Do it the night before. In fact, do it before you take the next practice test that you're going to take. Read through the directions, make sure you understand exactly what they're asking of you, know which formulas are given, which are not given, which you're familiar with, which you're not familiar with, any assumptions that they tell you to make on the exam. The math portion will tell you certain assumptions to make unless stated otherwise, so make sure you're aware of that. It's just going to save you time on each section. So understanding how to fill in those bubbles and understanding how to bubble in the grid and answers or the student-produced response answers, it just helps to keep that stuff in the front of mind and already know it instead of having to refer to it during the exam, because you're just going to be flipping pages at that point and it just doesn't make any sense. You're wasting time. You don't have to memorize the directions, but just know generally what they ask of you, right? You don't have to know it verbatim or be able to repeat it. Just know what they ask of you and what each question type will ask of you. And you should learn this through practice, but make sure you at least read it formally. So in case there's any kind of questions, you definitely know exactly what the what the right way to go about it is. And this is what the directions look like on the exam, right? So in this case, this is for math. It tells you for questions 1 through 15 what to do with each problem, what to do with 16 to 20. They give you certain notes. So in this case, they tell you the calculator is permitted. Variables and expressions represent real numbers unless indicated otherwise. So you know what assumptions to make, and they give you some basic formulas and some pieces of information down at the bottom. So it's important to make sure that you understand this. And this is, this holds true for the reading test and the writing test, as well as the math tests, and knowing the directions for the student-produced responses. In fact, this is even true for the essay portion. So you want to make sure you understand exactly what those directions are, what that prompt looks like, and we'll cover more of that as we get to that essay portion itself.